Hey, Master John Curtis, how are you? It's actually Sunday at 2:50 p.m. and I went to my letterbox and I found this envelope, this wonderful envelope. And I looked at it and I thought, I'd just been mowing the lawn, so I look a little bit tired, but I found this lovely envelope and it comes from the United States of America, from Nick. And I thought, now who is this? Is it Nick Lovin? Is it Nickel City Chess? And as I opened the envelope, I had a look inside, and look at that. It's got lovely gold inside. It's not all the way in. It's lovely gold inside. So when you open it up, it feels very, very special, very valuable. And inside the envelope was this wonderful, wonderful Christmas card all the way from New York. And as a chess.com streamer, I actually, learnt to love my chess friends that I've made all around the world. And wonderful friend, Nickel City Chess, there he is, Nickel City Chess, he says, wishing you the very best during the holiday season. I hope the new year brings good health, good relationships, and most importantly, good chess. Merry Christmas. Well, some of my Christmas wishes have already been fulfilled, Nickel City, and one of those that you suggested was good health. Well, at the moment I've got good health, praise God, and you say good relationships. Well, to have a friend like you, Nickel City Chess, makes me feel that I've got special relationships and most importantly, good chess. Well, I'll try to play good chess, but I know one person that plays the odd game of good chess, and that's Nickel City Chess, and here he is. We're going to look at his game today. He's 1246. He's from the United States, and as you can see, he's playing Lema Parchu. He's playing Lema Parchu. Lema Parchu is from Argentina, where they usually play soccer. I always say this, right? But they play good soccer, so I'd say Nickel City was very fortunate he wasn't kicking the ball with old Lema Parchu. I hope I pronounced it right. Hope I pronounced Lema Parchu's name right. And Nickel City Chess, I'll show you. Nickel City Chess played with a rating performance of 1850. That's right, Nickel City. Here he is, 1246. And he played with a rating performance of 1850, which is 400 rating points higher than his rating. And his opponent played at 1800. His opponent played at 83.8% accuracy. And Nickel City played at 85.5 and edged him out. And the chess.com coach says, Black, that's Nickel City Chess, playing the black pieces, stayed sharp and saved the game with a mating tactic in the endgame. Wow, we're going to have a look at this. Going to have a look at this. And this is our Christmas tribute to our friend, Nickel City Chess. Not just a subscriber to my channel, but a personal friend. And I want him to know that, because anyone that goes to all the trouble to send me a Christmas card all the way from the United States, well, he's got to be a very special friend. And here we go. And we're going to look at the game. We're going to the chess.com games review, to the review. E4 is played by Lampachu of Argentina. And Nickel City chooses the C6 line, which is a book move, and he's preparing the Caro-Kann with D5. D4 is played, white takes the centre, a book move. He's got both his bishops working very, very effectively. And D5 is played. Okay, right, so now we've got a question mark here, because in chess you examine all checks, examine all captures, and we have a capture here. There's no checks, but there is a capture. Should we take the pawn or should we push past? Okay, well, he chooses to push past. That's one book option. Pawn takes pawn is another book option, but he chooses to push past, And the idea there is that you're controlling these two squares and the knight can't go to its natural square on f6. So the idea is black should try to break through with c5. Bishop f5, book move, and now he wants to play pawn here and have his bishop on the outside of his pawn structure. So Nickel City Chess knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He's an accomplished player at 1246. Knight f3, a book move, and now e6. There we go. So Nickel City's completed his lovely pawn structure, his pyramid-shaped pawn structure, and he's got a very solid position. How will White break through? Or will White break through? Will White cause Nickel City some problems? Develops a bishop. It's not recommended to give up the bishop so early in the game, right? But so bishop e2 is chosen by the computer, but bishop d3 offers to exchange the pieces of good value and equal value. Takes bishop, the queen takes back, star move, best move. You don't want to have double pawns, and now White wants to play c4 and knight to c3 and continue with a slight advantage, as indicated by the evaluation bar on the side of the board. Now this is a 5-minute chess game between these two mighty players, and Lampacho, representing Argentina, has got 4 minutes and 50 seconds on his clock, and Nickel City has got 4 minutes and 54 seconds. So the game is being played at a rapid pace. c5 is played. Queen checks. Now, in chess, they often tell you don't try to bring out the queen too early, right? But check is not a mistake, but it's not the best move. Would have been better to play another move such as pawn takes pawn. Queen to d7, and now in this position, White's got a problem. And that is if he takes the queen, he develops the knight. So he's actually developing Black's position. So Black's got a slightly better game. He plays knight to c3. Knight to c3. And the whole idea is he wants to Engine says put the queen back. Where it come from? Well, there's no point in checking if you move it back, but the engine said that's the best move. Anyway, in this position, White's played knight to c3, and now how will Black respond? He plays a6. Well, apparently pawn takes pawn is better. See, that the reason why pawn takes pawn is better in this position is, as indicated by the arrow there, is because then the two pawns connected are broken up, and then White's got an isolated advanced e-pawn which Black can attack. Okay. Queen takes queen check. That's not a bad move. Knight takes star move, best move, and now Black is winning. Nickel City Chess has come out of the opening with 4 minutes and 37 seconds on his clock, and his opponent's got 4 minutes and 30, so Nickel City's winning on time, and he's got a slightly better position. Castles by White, and now the big move, pawn takes pawn, should win a pawn, or thereabouts. Knight there, well, pawn takes pawn was stronger. Pawn takes pawn by White, and he's played knight there. He wants to go and grab the centre pawn. However, there could be problems associated with that now. Let's have a look and see what move White plays. Played b4, and he's got an exclamation mark. He's got an exclamation mark, folks. Okay, right, now what's the reason for this move? Well, these 3 pawns will be fighting against 2 pawns, and that's the idea. Also, the other idea is to just support the pawn chain with pawn here, and have 4 pawns on the queen side of the board. It's easier for White to win on the queen side than what it is for Black to win on the king side, if I could put it that way. Knight takes pawn. Interesting move, but b6 was better. And the idea of, in this position here, b6, is that if you take the pawn, the bishop can take the b pawn, right? Okay, let's see what's played. Knight takes pawn. Knight takes knight, star move, best move. And now white's got a beautiful combination here. Knight takes. Will white see the winning combination? White's winning the position now. Rook to e1. Well, it's a good move and apparently the best move. Another move was knight takes pawn. And if pawn takes knight, rook pins the knight and you get the knight back. Anyway, knight to c4. Okay. Knight takes pawn, star move, best move. Now white's now threatening knight checks. So white is winning. Black's got 6 pawns and white's got 7 and an attacking position. Rook c8. Well, castles was better. Castle's queenside was better, but white was still winning. Knight to b6. Well, knight takes knight was better in this position here. If black chooses knight takes knight and the pawn recaptures, well, bishop can take pawn attacking the castle. Now, perhaps he is looking at what concerned about his time, but he should examine all captures, our good friend Nickel City Chess. Rook c6 is played, double question mark, knight takes knight, and now poor old Nickel City, he's lost a piece. How will Nickel City survive? Bishop e7, he develops a piece, he says, oh, I can't keep playing like this, I've got to get my pieces out. Now, knight to a5 was better, that's right, knight to a5. In this position, knight hits castle, it's curtains. After rook here, the bishop can go up here and attack the rook, and this pawn is weak, it's going to fall after rook here, and rook challenges, rook wins. Knight hits castle, the rook goes back. Well, that's a decent move, but bishop f6 was supposedly better. Bishop b2, castles by black, best move. Star move, best move. Nickel City, well done. I'll introduce you to, if you don't know him already, it's the esteemed, the very esteemed and very famous Grandmaster Teddy. Grandmaster Teddy, what would you like to say about Nickel City's chess so far? Have you got any comments? It sucks, Johnny. Nickel City's chess sucks. Terry, I'm calling him Terry. I'm so shocked by what Teddy said. You don't say a person's chess position sucks, Teddy. It's not really kosher. You could say he's not playing well. Be more dignified. He's one of our best friends, Teddy. Look, he sent us this beautiful Christmas card. Can't you see the Christmas card? I'm showing Teddy. Teddy, look, all the way from wherever he's come from, New York, I believe it is. New York, from New York, USA, United States of America, Teddy. It's got some lovely stamps on there. Got some nice stamps on there. Some little Christmas star stamps. There they are. Beautiful. And even the back of the envelope is very colourful. So there we go. Okay, rightio. Now, what else? Here we go. Rightio. Let's see now. What do we do now? Just going to check the next move. Rook there. He puts his rook on the open file. He's playing well. Bishop f6. f4. Good move. Supports the knight in the middle of the board. a5. a5. He wants to break up the pawn structure. He protects it. Very clever. Pawn takes, and pawn there. Why not? We've got nothing else to do. If you don't know what to do, just push a pawn. He pushes the pawn now. Now he wants to take... Oh, it's gone. But now there are two isolated pawns. Can black remove some of these terrible pawns? Knight there. This is a winning move. Rook there. The rooks are doubled. Knight takes bishop check. Pawn recovers. And now, while white's winning, just simply if white plays bishop here and bishop there, connecting all the pawns with the bishop, it'll be all over. The game would be over. Okay. Bishop there, he plays it. White, the mighty Lemapachu from Argentina. Plays rook there. Bishop there, best move. How on earth can he lose? How can white lose to Nickel City now? King G7. Rook to the 7th rank, very strong, threatening. Rook takes pawn. It's a killer. Rook there. Well, now rook takes pawn. He missed it. Rook takes pawn was playable, and pawn there was the best move. Threatening bishop here wins the rook. The rook went down. Now, Lemapachu's got 1 minute and 46 seconds. Perhaps he's panicking a little bit. So there's a good lesson here. If you've got 1.5 minutes on your chess clock, take a few deep breaths and try to just think of a good move and allow at least 10 seconds, right, if you've got 1.5 minutes. Rook to D1, he's doubled the rooks, that's a good move. And now rook goes there. Well, what's his plan? Rook, he wants to change castles. It's a good plan. The rook went there. Rook to the 7th rank again. Rook here. Rook there. And now rook here. Pawn there, he's going for a queen. Rook there, he stopped him. Bishop hits rook. Oh no, how on earth does he save the game? Rook takes pawn. Well, there you go. Rook takes. 55 seconds for Lemapachu. Will he panic? He's got 2 rooks and a bishop against the castle and a passed pawn. How can you lose this? Bishop there. King there. Good move. Double the rooks on the pawn. King up. He's coming for him. Rook takes pawn. He's stealing all the pawns. However, he's forgotten something on the board. What has he forgot? It's the power of the attacking king. The king is supposed to be the weakest piece on the board. However, Nickel City Chess has been watching my videos, hasn't he, Teddy? And he knows. What does he know, Teddy? Nickel City is quite aware, Johnny, that the fighting king can enter into the F3 square and checkmate, Johnny. Did you see all that by yourself, Teddy? Of course, I'm a grandmaster. Of course you are, Teddy. Okay. King forwards. Well, not the best move, but it's still a good move. Okay. Now, it's imperative in this type of position that white tries to escape. Now, white can simply escape by playing king here and king there, and he can escape. But he plays rook takes pawn. The greedy little blighter. And now here it comes. King to F3, threatening checkmate. And now what does he do to stop that, Teddy? Do you know that in this position he can actually stop the checkmate? Did you know that, Teddy? How can he stop the checkmate? Can you see what move white should play in this position? Okay, so I'll give you a few seconds. What move would you choose if you were playing the white pieces for Lemapachu of Argentina? What move would you choose as white in this position? Now, Lemapachu chose bishop there. Oops! Okay, so what move would you choose? Well, the correct move is king here. King in the corner. Okay, king in the corner. And then if the rook checks, the bishop can go into this square where the king is, All right, the king would be here and the bishop would be here, and there'd be no checkmate. Impossible to checkmate. Okay, so that was the right move. The right move for white was king here. However, someone's panicked and played bishop there, and suddenly, look at the evaluation bar here. Look, white's evaluation bar. White's winning by a mile. One bad move, and the evaluation bar completely 100% in favour of the black pieces. Check. Only one move to be played. Bishop there, and rook takes checkmate. And that is how, with 12.1 seconds on the clock, the mighty, the one and only Nickel City Chess managed to score a win. Wow. It's really something, isn't it? Okay, so what I've realised is that I think I should keep this video for posterity. No, I'll show the video. Anyway, with that, I say God bless you all. Merry Christmas. And don't forget, look after your friends at Christmas. Don't forget to do your Christmas shopping and look after them. And I hope you're going to get your children out there some lovely presents. I remember when I was a child, Teddy, I got wonderful presents. So my grandfather would take me to the Royal Easter Show in Sydney, and we'd attend the big Christmas parties, and I'd get a little toy or maybe even a bike or something. Or a train set. I got a Hornby train set once. Yeah, I got a Hornby steel train set. That was way back in the 1950s, the 1950s. Yeah. Okay, and with that, we're going to say arrivederci, goodbye, and until we see you next time.